Purposely. Your life, God's purpose. Listen at purposely.com.
It's a story I come back to again and again and again because it is just, wow. It's got all the things. And one of the details of this story that I think is so important to highlight is how young these people were when this event took place. I'm Julie Lyles-Carr. This is God on the Go, part of the Purposely Podcast Network. We're honored to come alongside you in those moments that you get, those little slivers of time between running to all the things, dropping off people at school, getting to practices, all of that. We want to help give you conversation starters for the character and the values that matter most in your faith walk. We've been talking over the last few episodes about even if no one believes you, even if it's unpopular, choosing to do the right thing. And today we're going to talk about even if it looks hopeless. A few years ago, there was a puzzle that was designed, and there was a $1.5 million prize if someone could figure it out. Now, this puzzle was shaped in a really unique way, and it was a jigsaw puzzle, but it was unlike what most people had ever seen. This puzzle was called the Eternity Puzzle. And check this out. It only had 209 pieces. You'd think, okay, 209-piece puzzle, how long can this take? Well, with that much money on the table, as that kind of a reward, it took a team of scientists, because of the way this jigsaw puzzle was designed, it took a team of scientists over a year to solve this puzzle. There had to have been times that they thought, this is hopeless. We are never going to get this puzzle put together. It probably looked pretty hopeless. On a much more serious note, that story I was telling you about at the top of the episode, the one that I still find so fascinating, it's the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These are the three guys who ended up in the fiery furnace. And you're likely familiar with the story from the Bible, but I want to highlight something that I think is really important. These guys were all really young. They probably were in their mid-teenage years, somewhere in there. They had been captured from their homeland and brought into a foreign nation. And their friend was a guy named Daniel. You may be familiar with him. He ends up in the lion's den. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they refused to go along with what everybody else was doing. They were going to remain obedient to God. And they were told, if you do that, we're going to throw you into a furnace, into a fire. Now, I have to say, if someone was saying that to me, if it looked hopeless, if I knew that obeying God versus following along with this other crowd, and here's the threat from that other crowd, I think it'd be really hard if it felt hopeless to still do the right thing. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these young people, away from their mom and dads, away from home, all the things, they had so made a decision about following God in their own hearts. This is what they said in Daniel 3:18. Even if God doesn't deliver us, we want to make clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up. Even if we don't see God deliver us in this situation, we're never going to do what's wrong by worshiping false gods. Even if. Those two words from this passage, that's been the inspiration for this series of Even If. Even if it looks hopeless. Now, you might know the rest of the story. God showed up. He took care of them. He delivered them from the fiery furnace. And it was such a powerful moment for this other culture government king to see that people who were willing to stand on what was right, even when it looked hopeless, it was such an incredible sign that God is in control, that God is the ultimate authority. There may be times for you where something looks and feels really hopeless. That you know if you make the right decision, it means that there could be some things that happen that you don't want to happen. It could mean you get kicked off the team. Sometimes for your mom and dad, they know that if they do the right thing, they could lose their job. In those times, even when it's hard, There's something so beautiful about saying, even if it seems hopeless, I'm still going to do what's right. Even if I'm not sure how God is going to deliver me in this situation, or if he'll allow me to walk through something that's really hard, I'm still going to follow and be obedient to him. Even when it seems hopeless, our God is a God of hope. George Fox University, we want to say thank you so much for being a sponsor of God on the Go. George Fox University is an incredible college experience for your student with over 23 different athletic teams, many degree programs. They're located in a gorgeous part of the country in Oregon. And part of what I think is incredible is 93% of their students say that they now feel even closer to Jesus in their walk with God because they've been at George Fox University. So check them out at georgefox.edu, and I'll see you next time here at God on the Go.